Hello. So I did not get to do a reading this morning, so I'm going to do a reading this evening or this afternoon, and then I'm gonna rest because I have not been able to sleep lately. Last night I had like so many dreams, and then I was up half the morning. Probably lately I've been waking up about 4:42, 4:40 and being up, so I'm kind of tired. But I wanted to do a reading while I got a few minutes. We'll see how long the silence lasts. Alright, so what are we doing today? What is the energy that we're in right now? What is my connection? What is the heart of my reading? Alright, and we got one card that fell all the way on the floor. Ooh, and it is Hunter. Aggressor, tracker, provider. So, am I the hunter, or is there a hunter? Is someone being aggressive towards me? Am I being a provider? Let's see what else is coming in. Immortal, the consuming family, pressure of peers. So, the first thing that I get at this moment is an aggressive family member. I don't know. But then I'm also getting that there's an immortal hunter. Maybe someone from not of the earthly plane, I would say. Let's see. Okay, so who's training, consistency, practice? So, all right, so I feel like maybe I'm becoming an immortal hunter that is in training, right? I also feel like maybe there is an immortal hunter that is being consistent with tracking down, or there is an aggressive family member who is being consistent in being the aggressor. Let's see. So that's 3 different energies that I'm getting here. Sacrifice, renunciation, offering, letting go. So someone's trying to make a sacrifice. They're trying to do a sacrifice, right? I have already made my sacrifice. I've already let go. Last day in the light. Okay, so this for me is giving me very much that there is an aggressive family member or someone in my energy who has been very consistent in trying to do a sacrifice, and this is the last day in the light, right? There's going to be some type of sudden change, unexpected shift. Then this is also me being in training, because I've already decided to let go of the BS. I've let go a lot of things in my life, so there's going to be a surprise change for me, a sudden shift, right? So this person who is doing this is looking for forgiveness, trying to redeem themselves, looking for basically forgiveness. But I have already gone through my forgiveness journey, my healing journey. Flaws, contradictions, and mistakes. So this is a very low vibrational kind of a reading, right? It's really about this person who is just not letting go, being very aggressive, being very consistent, and trying to make this sacrifice, and they're getting ready to get the surprise ending, right? Something that they don't expect, and at that point they're going to be looking for forgiveness for their mistake. And it's like they keep coming back, right? They're trying to come back, they're trying to recover. That's why they've been consistent, right? So they're trying to make a comeback, but there's an unexpected shift because of they keep going at it, right? And then we get craving, compulsion, and obsession. It's like they're trying to get forgiveness for their mistakes because they are obsessed with this energy. Like, that is what I got here. Like, there is this person in my energy who is trying, and I have no idea who it is. I don't know. I normally don't even get readings like this. This is the first type of reading where I feel like there's somebody that's in my energy who has been trying to attack me over and over and over again. And they are trying to do the sacrifice, or they are not letting go. They keep coming back over and over again, but they're getting ready to get a surprise ending, right? Or an unexpected change, or something's getting ready to happen where they're going to want forgiveness for their mistakes, for what they've done, because they have been like overly obsessed with it. It's like a thirst factor, right? And it's like there's nobility here, and maybe it's because I am of a noble bloodline, and I do have the nobility. I am of high honor that they're getting ready to do this, or that they are doing this. Now, this also takes me to, I have a tracker. I have an immortal hunter that is on their ass, right? And he's getting ready to make this sacrifice. Yeah, the hunter home. So he's trying to attack home, trying to attack my heart space, trying to change my feels. I'm thinking that this is very energetic. This is very low vibration. But then there's immortality. Then it comes out gracious receptivity. Right? Like, I'm offering what you're receiving. Like, I'm in my heart space, home, and being home with myself, and I am receiving receptivity. Oh, this is 3 new cards. Discipline comes out, she of the lotus. And it's almost like this is heart chakra. This is crown chakra, kind of like, that's also kind of crown, the third eye. The infinite sacrifice is clarified by the infinite. And I would normally use these cards together because they're so different. Radical expansion, which I've had. So there's a sudden shift, a surprise change that's going to bring a radical change, a radical expansion. And it's infinite. Internal explore, redemption, forgiveness, going within, right? Going within for redemption, going within for forgiveness. So I have 4 cards fall out, and I only need 3. So, transgression, starseed, elemental, balance forces for resurrection, solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination for thirst, and then the extra card is alignment. Fire. Ooh, so this is like a whole new spread here. So we have fire, Solaris Sublime, and then the extra card is alignment. Of course, I have to read. I'm going to go with alignment first because that's the one, even though I know that's like just being in total alignment with my nobility. inner integrity, being a vibrational match for what you want to bring into your life, manifesting from a place of love. And then my home, my heart chakra is right at the heart of my reading. Over fear, energy flows where attention goes, subconscious sabotage, seamlessly actualizing our dreams. Right, this says, look at where your desires and manifestations are being seeded. If your plans or dreams aren't unfolding as you would like them to, it's time to take a deeper look at other areas in your life. Is something out of step with integrity? Are you making decisions through fear or love? If it is through fear or avoidance, your manifestations may seemingly backfire to encourage experiences that will bring you back to balance. It is time to become a vibrational match for what you are seeking. Instead of striving harder for something, cultivate the feeling already. Having all you seek, you'll be surprised at what a shift in perspective creates. So it's so funny that this card comes out, and I would say not funny really, but the other day I was having a moment with myself, and it's like, I always tell my daughter, people lie for two reasons. Either they're ashamed of what they've done because they know they had no business doing it, or they're not confident enough in the decision that they've made and they're thinking about how other people feel. And the other day, I didn't lie, but I omitted part of what I was doing. And part of it was because when you're dealing with a certain type of people, you want to kind of avoid conflict, right? You want to avoid the drama that it stirs up. So it's like, are you omitting the complete truth to protect your energy? Are you omitting the complete truth because you're not confident in what you're doing? Like, there's levels to it, right? Either way, I should just be completely honest about what I'm doing and where I am. Part of me feels like it's nobody's business. Part of me feels like sometimes being in other people's energy or other people's spaces, you have to kind of respect and tiptoe around what they want and how they feel. And that's all part of my growth, me being able to actually understand that that's how I'm feeling and that's what I'm going through and how to address it. So coming into alignment and continuously healing and doing shadow work to become a better person is by looking at those things that you're doing. Because if you're walking in truth and you're walking in love, why does it matter? But for me, it's because I feel like I am still in someone else's energy. Like I'm in someone else's home. I'm in someone else's space. It is not my own. So I try to respect what they're doing while respect how they feel while still doing what I need to do, right? But trying to avoid the conflict or avoid the argument or avoid the energy, right? But at the end, it doesn't make me feel good because then I'm like, why weren't you just being honest, right? And it's like a conflict within myself, because if I am confident in what I'm doing, it really shouldn't matter. But just because I'm confident in what I'm doing doesn't mean that everyone around me is going to agree. And then I also have to respect that this is not my home. I don't know. It's kind of like, you're walking a tightrope. You have to make the decision. So that's kind of what I've been going through. And then the next thing is fire, duality. I've been getting the duality a lot, having the balance, but fire, Solaris, sublime, duality, creation, kundalini. I've had that before. The rising phoenix. I'm a Scorpio rising. I've been going through my death and rebirth, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, and incredibleness of being alive, coalescence, infinite energy. We do have the infinite here, right? And I was talking the other day, well, I wouldn't say talking, but kind of like conversing with myself about how I want to live going forward. Like, I've sacrificed so much through this healing journey. I've lost so many things that I love to do for these past 7 years. It's like this next part of my life, I am going to enjoy every moment, from the food that I'm eating, from getting my hair done, from getting my massages, all the things that I used to do without really understanding what it was meaning for me, I am going to now be able to really enjoy the moment and appreciate every moment, even from food to bathing to sex, like just being in the moment and enjoying every second of it, because these are things that in so many ways I took for granted, or I wasn't using the energy properly, right? So now that I'm aware, I will definitely be more ready to live, more ready to experience life in a pleasing way versus kind of that lack mindset, that lack energy aspect. So this is pretty cool, pretty interesting. We've had home before, so home is about where the heart is. It's your heart chakra, what you love, being one within yourself, coming home to yourself. Now, gracious receptivity, being gracious, gratitude, being thankful, receptive, giving without expectation, how worthiness and self love can affect your capacity to receive and give without depletion, overflow over obligation, thriving over surviving, gifting economies. Again, just enjoying life, being grateful for everything that I get to experience that pleases me, right? Because that is what's filling me up. Doing the things that are going to flow, right? And gracious receptivity is basically giving out what you receive, or receiving what you give out, right? And that's truly what this is about. And it's like when I go to Immortal, the consuming family, pressures of peers. It's like with gracious receptivity, there is no pressure from my peers, right? The consuming family is my soul family, and we are going to be receptive, right? We are going to be thankful and gracious for each other, and that is going to be the strength and the immortalness, the immortality, right? Being home, being the provider being a home, hunter, hunting down your home, hunting down, tracking within yourself, being aggressive in your self love, being aggressive with bringing balance and gratitude into your home, right? This is switching it from that lower vibration to the higher vibration, right? Not to say that the cards are lower vibrational, but the meaning, the energy behind the cards. And now we're moving into this Lumerian. So it's kind of like, yeah, we're moving from vampire, right? Because vampires are cold. They rise from the dead. They're pretty much death walking. And then we're moving into the Lumerian, which is very galactic, very starseed, very out of this world. So it's like you're moving from one energy to the next, right? And that's kind of dope. I didn't realize that from the beginning. And then we have she, the lotus, right? So let's go to where. All right, she of the lotus, shadow work, addressing dissonance, seeing downfalls as the flip side of superpowers, loving yourself back to wholeness, the beautiful lotus that grows from murky waters, disempowering triggers, bringing light into your dark corners. Again, everything that I was talking about, being able to enjoy the moments that I'm going to receive versus that lack mindset, understanding that maybe the even leaving out part of the truth is not walking in your truth, because you're still thinking about other people, right? Still, and it's like you're trying to still be respectful of other people, but you're not giving them the chance to be respectful of you, right? Who is it protecting? And I think that's really part of going through the shadow work, addressing your battles within yourself, loving yourself, being training, consistency, practice, right? You have to be disciplined in your shadow work. You have to be consistent in your shadow work. You have to be disciplined in your shadow work. So that makes perfect sense. And then we have the infinite. There's infinite offerings. You know, there's always moments to where you have to let go of the things that no longer serve you, right? So the eternal life force, cycles of growth. You know, you have to let go of things. There are going to be sacrifices that you make so that you can continue to grow, rising from the ashes, many deaths and rebirths, right? Within one's life, you are so much more than your physical body. So these offerings and letting go that you do in order to grow, it's all part of the journey. And then because of this, you know, you have these sudden shifts, these surprise changes, and radical expansion so that you can continue to grow. Expansion to the infinite, expansion in your home, expansion in your shadow work. You know, it gets deeper. It's no longer just surface level. These are things that you have to work on within that really have nothing to do with your outer environment. So what I'm learning is that I have already healed the outer environment, right? Everything that has been done to me, right? So I've everything that I feel like has been done to me, I've healed that, and now I'm going within to go deeper. So you understand why these things happen. So now let's go deep and understand why you are still doing the things that you're doing, or why you feel the need to omit, or as an example, because I know that that's something that I've been working on. You know, why do you still feel the need to tiptoe? Why do you still feel the need to not be 100% regardless of what environment you're in? You know, this is all growth. This is all shadow work. This is all healing. This is all dealing with the chaos within, right? And then again, you know, forgiving yourself, going internally, you know, going within yourself for absolution, for forgiveness, and understanding that it's okay. It's all a part of the process, right? And then we have transgression that is verified or clarified by the star seed elemental, right? I consider myself the elemental frequency. So whenever I see like elemental or frequency, I know that that is like a direct message for me. So let's go see what this says. It says children as teachers, fun, lightheartedness, joy, laughter, newly incarnated souls, the child within, maintaining an inquisitive perspective, wonder, and imagination, right? Taking your flaws, taking your mistakes, taking those contradictions and turning them into changing your perspective, you know, wondering, imagining, becoming teachers. Take those lessons and learn, right? So your inner child can have fun and lightheartedness and joy. Also taking all those lessons and dealing with them head on at that moment, instead of allowing them to linger and weigh heavy on you, that is preventing you from having fun. It's like adulting is so hard because we hold on to so much that isn't even ours to hold on to. And once we begin to lighten it up, lighten as a feather, we begin to deal with those issues head on. And in that moment, we can release them and move on and have fun and laugh and just be. Just be. You know, there is nothing else after. Just be. So it's like we're always learning. That's why we're children at heart, right? They say there's no rule book to life. You know, we're just supposed to be here to experience it. We're children forever. You know, there's a reason that you're a child first. It's because you're always going to be a child at heart. And it's so funny because the infinite, home, and starseed elemental are all connected, right? The heart is your home. So at home, there's infinite possibilities, and as a child there's so much wonder. You know, children have no limits except for the ones that are placed on them, so that's pretty dope as well. And then when I go to resurrection, reprise, recovery, comeback, right now we're coming back as a balanced force. So let's see, number 19, yin and yang. Yeah, being balanced, that feminine and masculine energy, productive flow. The balance of duality. We have duality again. Patriarchal paradigm being rebalanced, equality, balance, and perspective, right? So having the childlike influence as well as the adulting, but knowing how to get things done. I think the child is more of your feminine energy, and then the adulting is your masculine energy on so many levels. I think it can switch, but In this instance, we want to be, as a divine family, we want to be soft, but we want to do the things that please us. We don't want to be out there working hard. We want to live the soft life. We want to have fun and laugh and live in joy and in harmony. Those are all very feminine energies, rather than going out there working and breaking our backs and being exhausted and tired. That's very masculine energy. However, when we are active, when we are actually pursuing the things that make us happy and doing the things that please us, that is the masculine energy, because that is the action. So as long as we are moving and acting in that, based off of that feminine energy, we are in total balance, right? But in order to do that, you really have to know what your heart desires. You really have to know what your inner child is longing for, so that you can then, in your human body, make those changes and pursue those activities to fulfill those desires. Then we have solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination. I believe we've had this one before, but this is your personal power. Independence, self-discipline again, confidence, assertiveness, decision-making, belief, intellectual abilities, expression of will, bringing ideas into reality, right? That's all about your yin and your yang, your balance. That's your, childlike energy, able to bring its ideas into reality because you've healed and now you can move like you need to. That's your masculine and feminine working together, so that you have your personal power, your independence, and your self-discipline. You also have the confidence that you are able to do exactly what needs to be done. I think this reading was absolutely the bomb. And I'm going to do one more layer, and I'm going to use my metaphysical cannabis deck, which I love. I looked at this deck so many times before I purchased it, and then one day I was like, that's it, I'm just going to get it. And ever since, I've been in love. Now, this deck talks to me. Sometimes it wants to be shuffled one way, some days it doesn't. Like, it's just a feeling of the deck, right? So we have, the first one that comes out is Truth Aura, and it's about being home. So, being the provider, being aggressive, tracking down that inner child, tracking down your home, longing for home. It's like your aura, your truth, right? That's beautiful. I can't even front. It's like amazing. Right? So we have gracious receptivity is coming out. Crystal technology, silicon, creating something with immortality, creating something that's going to last forever. Being receptive and having the gratitude and surrounding yourself with your family and peers, your soul family and peers that have the same morals and values and are grateful for it. You're building, you're creating something new, and it's centered around the truth. It's centered around your heart. It's centered around people being at home with themselves, right? She of the Lotus is nurturing those dark shadow, nurturing that shadow work, consistently nurturing yourself, your self-love, right? It's all part of it. Like, once you get there and you understand, you have to continue to do it. And that's how you live in it. And it's not to say that once you heal and once you are aware that you're going to completely change your life just like that. You have to be consistent and disciplined in it, right? And then it's like, okay, so offerings and let it go. The infinite is through compassion. There are no limits on compassion. You can give compassion to any and everyone. You can always be compassionate with yourself, right? Let go of things that don't please you or not part of your life's desire or your heart's desires. Let them go. It's okay. You have to have compassion for yourself before you're compassionate for anyone else. And then we have sudden shifts, sudden changes, surprise changes, sudden shifts, radical expansion, right? It's creation. You're creating this beautiful life that you want, with compassion, with the truth, with nurturing and consistency and being disciplined in what you're doing. You're going within for your guidance, right? You have to go within and understand who you are, and you have to forgive yourself and go through redemption in order for you to have the correct guidance, right? Your inner child is there to guide you to your desires. Legacy, right? Oh my goodness, Starseed Elemental. Your flaws, contradictions, mistakes, overcoming those things is part of my legacy, right? Healing and going within is part of is guiding me to my legacy. And if you do the same thing, I'm not saying you have to take the same journey or the same road, but if you take the same concepts and you're willing to go deep within yourself, you'll be guided to your legacy as well, right? Oh, balance is for recovering comeback. Balance forces brings accountability, right? In order for you to move on or even start any of this, you have to take accountability for what you have, and you have to do it with compassion as well as being aggressive. You can't always sweet talk yourself. Sometimes you have to be stern, and that's that balance of strength, right? Having the strength to do it, and also the softness. Very strength card is what I get for accountability. Sometimes you have to say, okay, it's time to suck it up, pull up by your bootstraps, or whatever the saying is, and let's get to work. Like I had to in the very beginning of my journey. Okay, Keon, what the fuck is going on? Like, you are not, this is not you. Why do you keep ending up here? And then once I get there, it's like, it's okay. Now we understand what it is. So what do we need to do moving forward? We don't have to keep beating ourselves up. We can speak to ourselves in love and compassion and empathy and understanding to move on. And then what do we have again? We have trust, bliss, right? Radiant illumination. We're illuminating bliss. We have an obsession, a craving for happiness, bliss, trustfulness. And then on the bottom is essence, right? The essence of who you are, right? The essence of who I am is someone who is in alignment, someone who is very passionate about what they've done, about who they are and where they're going. Very high honor, very idealistic is the essence of me. This reading was amazing. I really feel like, I get a lot of readings and it's all about the healing. But this is like why, why you go through these healings, what you have to do to go through the healing, and how you can come out, and that it's okay to be tough on yourself, but at the same time, it's okay to be nice to yourself and talk to yourself with compassion. Sometimes you just have to cuss yourself out. You just have to have that relationship, but you know that it's out of love, and you know that it is the truth, and you know that once you do it, there is no choice but to be guided to your heart's desires, to your legacy, to your purpose, to what you are here to do, right? And I have to admit, everything that I'm lacking, I am craving. I'm craving good food. I'm craving a good vacation. I'm craving my self-love, to be able to go back and start getting my hair done every 2 weeks with my nails, and spending time with my daughter, and taking myself out on these dates, and just craving good sex and good love and just a good life. Everything that I want to say took for granted, but I don't want to say that. I'm going to say the things that I truly did not appreciate when I had them, because I was just out there surviving. I was just out there living. Now I'm in the energy where I want to live in love. I want to enjoy the moment. I want to enjoy being this spiritual being, this multidimensional being, having this human experience, because that is really what it's all about. And that's what I want. So that is my truth. I am still going through my healing process, going within. I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes. And even during your healing and after your healing, you're not going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that you won't slip up every now and then. But as long as your intention is pure and you are, living your life through love and compassion, and you're at peace with the decisions that you make, nothing else matters. I hope that this reaches whoever it's supposed to. I love you, but you have to love yourself first. I can only love you so much. Have a good day.